Hey there friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a book review and this time it's of One Dark Throne by Kendare Blake. This book is the second in the Queens of Fenburn series, I think that's how you pronounce it. And the first book is called Three Dark Crowns, which I also have a full video review of, so I will link that in the description box for you guys if you are interested. And so this is the second book. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. Took me a while to get through. Like most books, it takes me a while to get into them and then I storm through the last 100 and 150 pages. Overall, I really enjoyed this and I loved the ending. This book is about an island in which magical powers exist, and there are people with naturalists, there's elementals, there are poisoners, there are those with the war gift, and those who are seers who can see into the future, and then there are also those who don't have gifts. And on this island the queen gives birth to triplets, and when they turn 16 they have to fight to the death, and then the surviving one becomes the next queen. And the story follows our 3 sisters, Mirabella, Catherine and Arsinoe. And this sort of picks up right where the last book left off. The first book leaves us on a bit of a cliffhanger, and this book really just picks up from there. The action continues, and again you'll be left in a position where you just don't know who you want to root for. I found in the first book that you go into things assuming it's going to be obvious which of the sisters that Kendare Blake favours and wants you to root for, and that's just not obvious, and you don't know who to root for. You don't quite know who you want to survive. And as this book goes on, that kind of continues, but then kind of ends in a really nice way, and it's a really interesting tale of like female friendship and survival and magic, and just looks at the whole thing of magic and fantasy and female relationships and relationships in a whole new way, which is what I really enjoy about this book. And I also really like the fact that this series, the books are a really nice size. I know that sounds really dumb, but the books are about 450 pages and they are really easy to hold in your hand, really easy to carry about. So if you commute or you go on trains or buses a lot, these books, like, they're meaty and they're juicy, but they're not like 600, 700 page hardback monsters that are really difficult to hold. And Kendare Blake just really takes you on a really amazing journey with these sisters. You read from each of their points of view and feel things as they do, and you never see what's coming. This book really takes a lot, One Dark Throne adds a lot of twists and turns to this world that you just don't see coming. And originally this series was meant to be a duology, and you kind of feel that at the end. It ends in a really I loved the ending, and if this had been a duology I would have been really happy with it. But it's going to now be a 4-part, quad? It's going to be 4 parts to this series anyway, which I'm kind of really excited about. I'm excited to see where it goes, but I loved the ending, and I think it ends in a really beautiful way, and ends in a way that is very unexpected, and for this world is just so unnatural and it's just not what they are used to, and really ends in a way that feels really freeing. And I don't want to give too much away, but it is fantastic, and the characters in this story just grow so much more in this second book, and Kendare Blake writes them so well. There's hardly, as I think I said in my first review of the first book, there's not very many male characters in this series. It's predominantly females, as it's a matriarchal society, and they're just males there isn't that many of them in this series, but those that there are really interesting characters. But Kendare Blake just writes these characters in this world and the people that we fall in love with so well, and does things in such an interesting way, leaves kind of doors open in a way that you just didn't really realise were there, and leaves questions unanswered in a way that you kind of don't really realise at the beginning. And she is so flipping clever, and this series is so clever, and she writes women amazingly and so strongly. I don't know if strongly is even a word, but they're so strong yet all so different, and I feel like everyone can identify with a different one of these sisters and the other characters, because there is just this plethora of strong kick-ass female characters who know what they want and know how, you know, sort of know what it is they want for them in their life and their world and the people that they love. And it's, yeah, this series, it just, to me, feels like so much more than your average fantasy. I know that sounds really dumb, and most fantasy series probably that is true about, but it's just at times like a breath of fresh air, and the ending of this felt like a breath of fresh air. But at the same time, I'm really excited to go back to this world and find out what's going to happen next. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the review there. So I don't want to give too many things away, as it really does sort of take a lot. This One Dark Throne, the second book in this series, take a lot of twists and turns that you just don't see coming, and the first book does that too, and it really goes in directions that you just don't see, and things end up in places that you just don't imagine they will, and that is really fun. And it's nice to kind of continually be kept guessing and kept on your toes, and that's what I found about this, that you can continually sort of kept on your toes about what's going to happen next. It's not kind of you're on the edge, massively on the edge of your seat with every page, but you just sort of, oh, I did not expect that, like with every chapter, and that really kind of keeps it fresh and fun and entertaining. It's just not, at times it is a bit guessable what's going to happen, but most of the time it's not, and that's really adds a level of enjoyment that some books lose because it just kind of goes in a quite guessable direction. So those are my thoughts on One Dark Throne by Kendare Blake. I didn't want to go too in depth and too into detail, as I felt like it would give quite a lot away, especially about the first book, and also just about how this book ends and where it ends up going. But as I said, I will link my review for the first book, Three Dark Crowns, in the description box. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I would highly recommend this series. It's really great. If you like fantasy, you will love this. It's so much fun, and it's so different than anything I've read before and anything that's out there. Hope you enjoyed this video review. Remember to like and subscribe if you did. Let me know in the comments if you've read this and you enjoyed it and what your thoughts were, and if you've read this and have got any recommendations of similar books that you think I might enjoy, again, let me know in the comments. Hope you have a really great day, and I shall see you guys soon. Bye.